So let's make a little video about painting some simple leather using this Invader ATV. Unfortunately, my audio got messed up, so my obviously voice isn't syncing, but we're just going to do this little method for very light leather that I quite like. So we're going to start with a base of Steel Legion Drab. Lovely little light cover there. It's a Citadel base, and we're going to take some of that, thin down, and we're going to paint it on the leather pouches here. This is probably a little too thick, not thin down enough, but you get the idea. So just give that a complete coat of Steel Legion Drab. Get it all on there nice and thin whilst getting good coverage. I find the Citadel base paints are great for that, although Rob will massively disagree and state that you should be using something much better in his opinion. So anyway, let's let that dry. So the next step is to give it a wash. I use Agrax Earthshade for this. Pop a couple of agitator balls in there, give it a good shake, and then just take it via a palette, which I didn't do here because I'm an idiot, and just give it a good old shake, get it on all the nooks and crannies of that leather, and it helps sort of darken it down just a little bit and add some depth to it, and sort of, yeah, looks really good. But you know what washes are, they're great, aren't they? So we'll just let that dry for a bit. Right, the next step is to pop a little cheeky highlight on there. I use Rakarth Flesh. Lovely colour. It's one of my favourites, actually. Give it a shake and thin it down a bit. And, yeah, just start putting on some edge highlights there. And I find that this gives a lovely, natural, light leather look. I really like it. It's different from that Rhinox Hide, Null Oil Wash and Go for Brown that Games Workshop tends to do for everything. And I just like it as a alternative, different type of leather, and I think it looks really good. Now obviously I am not a master level painter. I'm not ever going to pretend to be, and this is a terrible painting technique that I have, but I think if you follow this you might find an interesting simple way of doing leather that you might quite like, and yeah, I hope you like that. So just continuing highlighting that up until we get to the point we want to be. I'm going to try and do a few more things like this because although, yeah, as I said, amateur painter, tabletop standard, that's all I'm aiming for. I think I've got a couple of little techniques that work for certain things. So this is a Bloodraven Invader Primaris Invader ATV, and it's a bit of a mess to paint because easy build, and it doesn't really go in, and I didn't really think to explore proper sub-assemblies, which would have been handy, but I'm an idiot. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, that usual stuff.